Yeah, I had a question just to follow up on Congressman Hamilton. It seems that we are doing a number of things to keep out people who it is in our best interest to allow in, such as distinguished scholars. I've got a lot of anecdotal issues as a university president dealing, frankly, with Chinese scholars, not Muslims at all, but from another part of the world. So we're doing that. At the same time, Dr. Ting said there are people coming across our borders on a regular basis, every day, hundreds of people. We have no idea who they are. We've learned that when we're finding people who are illegal immigrants, we lose them again very shortly and have no idea where they are or what they're doing. And what I think I've heard you all suggest basically is we need more consistency in the system and perhaps some tinkering to make it better. It sounds to me like that's not enough. It sounds to me like this is a system which just simply isn't working in our national interest. And if so, perhaps we need more than tinkering. Would you care to comment on that?
Well, if I could just say, it does strike me that perhaps the wrong people are getting in, and some of the people who we might want to have come in are not. I've always favored an immigration system that was skewed more in favor of young people rather than older people. People with education and skills, I think, and I think too much of our immigration system does not reflect what I would think would be our major priorities in deciding who comes into the United States. So I've written a piece, I think, in my written testimony, which suggests some ways in which the legal immigration system might be changed for the better.
Mr. Chairman, I think we need some perspective here. Overall, our immigration system has done a lot of good things for this country. I think immigration has been a source of a lot of the richness and accomplishments of our society, and we've all benefited from them. And most of the people who come through fairly routine processes. They come here, they stay, and leave according to their terms. I tried to run a very rough estimate of it. 99% of the people, I believe, don't overstay their visas. They don't come in and use a non-immigrant visa, a temporary stay, to come in and establish a long-term residence. Now, there are some problems, and we need to address those. But I think we ought to keep it in the context of the great values that immigration, both permanent and temporary immigration, has provided for our society. That's where the trade-offs need to come. So I mean, and maybe it's probably more than tinkering, but I don't think we have to just throw out the whole system. And also, I think we have to be aware of really how massive the system is and how challenging it is to design effective techniques to control it. A lot of things that sound good in very sweeping comments, when they have to get broken down and translated into precise steps to take on the ground, they become very difficult. You can't do all of those at once. You need to pick your targets and figure out which parts you emphasize first of all. So I think we need some serious steps, but we need to keep in mind that the overwhelming majority of people who immigrate do so for perfectly valid reasons, and they enrich our society. And we don't want to kill that off in the course of worrying about those whose presence is not valid and may be quite dangerous in some instances.